Hi, this is Professor Crumpton with a lecture about a motivation. Motivation is a topic that gets a lot of press. People are always talking about how motivated they are and how to become more motivated. There's a countless number of books that you can find on motivation. And often when we think about motivation in the workplace, we tend to think that companies motivate us because they care about us, because they really want us to be happy. And while that may be true, one of the primary reasons that companies are interested in motivation is because the more motivated we are, the more productive we are. When we're productive, we tend to produce more of whatever outcome we've been hired to do, whether it is to produce a service or to help create a product. Productivity is always the end game in the workplace. Now, there are a lot of bodies of thoughts about motivation. That's what a theory is, right? A body of thought, something that has been empirically shown to be true, at least at this date and time. So there are a lot of bodies of thought, a lot of theories about motivation, and most of them tend to be time specific. And what I mean by that is our theories about motivation evolve over time. And here are some of the theories, and the book talks about some of the theories. There are either theories about how students are motivated to learn. And regardless of theories and bodies of thought, there are all kinds of things that tend to influence how we act. That's what motivation is, right? It's how we act. Sometimes it's our training. Sometimes we are less motivated because of challenges in our lives. Sometimes if we are recognized, we tend to be more motivated. But the bottom line about motivation is that for everyone, it's a personal thing. And sometimes people need a life or death kind of situation to motivate them. I hope that's not true for you, but it has been true at times for me and probably for a lot of people you know, if not you. The bottom line about motivation is that it's an inside out kind of deal. Motivation comes from within. Truthfully, no one can motivate us. Only you can motivate you. A lot of things can stimulate us, maybe stimulate or the spark that is within us, but motivation is intrinsic. It means that it's within us and it's typically driven by a need. And when we challenge ourselves, we tend to rise to the occasion. Hopefully, you're challenged in this course. You're learning some things you haven't learned before. Sometimes it's frustrating. But if you're motivated, which means you have a need to excel, a need to learn, then odds are you will do very well. Because the goal of all motivation is to make things happen. And you should be motivated, you and I should be motivated to make things happen in our lives, things that are important to us, things that bring more meaning to our lives. And contrary to what most students believe, you don't have to, it's not about being fast. It's not about getting through college fast, it's not about getting through a course fast. It's about learning and being successful in the journey. And being motivated often requires that we just continue to put one foot in front of the other, continue to go. It's one of the reasons that I recommend that students don't take such a heavy load, because taking a heavy load can start to feel like a burden and it can adversely affect your motivation. And so often it starts with just a simple question. Often motivation starts by just asking yourself, what is it that I want? And you create that picture in your mind of the end game. You've now crossed the finish line. What is it that you accomplish? Seeing and feeling it, accomplishing it has a motivating effect on us. This is the principle of visualization. Visualization is a very powerful tactic for helping us to achieve our goals. And what do I need to do to get what it is I want to get, right? And then do it. Just simply stay in the game and don't quit. Never, ever, ever give up. You spent some time last week talking about how it is other people can influence you, and also looking at some tactics that you can use to make sure you stay resilient, that you get up, because failure happens to all of us, right? And it is always about getting back up. Remember, the soft skills in your life will take you far, much further than the technical skills that you and I have been hired. And this is my most important quote that I like to share and like to keep in front of me as much as possible. And that is, no one can make you feel inferior. No one can demotivate you either without your consent. So keep learning. Stay open to learning. I'm going to post a question and answer discussions forum about this short lecture. And if you have some questions, I welcome them. Thanks for listening.